Welcome back. This is my second vlog for Menlo Park, and looking forward to talking to you today about how I manage adversity and how I try and focus on opportunities. So in my first vlog I was talking about how I cope with pressure, so it's kind of an extension of that thought process. So I'm McKean. I'm an ST3 on the Cambridge scheme. And currently today, as you can hear from the crunching underfoot, I'm on a nice wintry walk going from my house, which is near this train station in Cambridge, walking over to Grantchester, which follows a lovely meandering river. I haven't been on this walk for a long time. Last time I'd been on this walk properly was over lockdowns in 2020, so I've not seen it looking as snowy and lovely as this before. And yeah, so going on this walk reminded me of a run that I had done back in 2019, which was kind of a revelation for me in allowing me to realise how I wasn't dealing with my problems in the most helpful manner. And again, too long a story to go into, similar to last time, in terms of reasons for resigning. There were I had resigned twice, and the second time was a lot harder to deal with because I'd resigned in New Zealand, and most people go to New Zealand thinking they're going to have a wonderful time, and I did, but then for a lot of reasons that were outside of my control, family illness and so on, being far away from close people that knew me well, and a long distance relationship from New Zealand to New York, I had struggled, and I kind of came back from New Zealand with my tail between my legs, thinking, this was not what I was expecting from my experience, and I can't really understand it. I don't know why it all went wrong, and sort of a husk of my former self, not feeling comfortable in my own skin. And it took me a number of weeks just to feel human again, get back into routines, go and focus on my health and go to the gym and things like that. And then eventually felt good enough to get another job. So I got a job locuming up in the Highlands of Scotland in Raigmore Hospital. And I actually started to really enjoy it, which led me to go on a run. And this run was in the summer. It was also running along a river path, but in a forest. And there was a lot of overgrowth around. And I was just running, had my headphones on, just running at speed, sprinting almost, listening to like The Prodigy, Firestarter, really adrenaline pumping. And then towards the end of the run, I slow down and I realised I'd been stung by loads of nettles, which I hadn't even realised initially. And this was kind of a bit confusing for me because, I didn't see any of those nettles, or maybe I did, but I chose to just I thought I was dodging them quite well, and maybe I don't have, maybe they weren't so stingy after all. But it was only when I ended up slowing down I realised, gosh, this is quite painful, like coming out in bad rash because of these nettles. And then I suddenly realised that is exactly how I've been dealing with adversity in my life up until that point. So I would just push through. I would keep on going full pace, not always necessarily ignoring the nettles and the adversities, but certainly not registering them and giving them space, giving myself a chance to recover and react to it in an appropriate way, but rather just power on through. And any time that I did slow down, and then feeling that pain, I wouldn't really recognize it. I would put my headphones on. I would have bad habits of not being able to sit with my thoughts for long periods of time. I would just watch films, I'd watch YouTube videos, just ending up feeling a little bit like a zombie. So that was a really helpful run and revelation to think, right, sometimes I can't think my way out of things and do loads of things to kind of cover up what's happening here. I actually sometimes just need to open up that space. I need to slow down. I need to recognize when nettles are coming. And if you can't always necessarily avoid them, but there are much better ways of nursing them, nursing those stings, and getting support. There's another side to this as well, because I think I also not only sometimes forget to notice the nettles and react to them, there are other plants available on runs. So at the same time I'm ignoring adversity, I'm also ignoring pretty flowers and not taking time to recognize the beauty around me. And how many of us are guilty of that, of not actually taking the time to look around and notice the good things that are happening, because the pace of life and our society is so frenetic. And I recently wrote a post on LinkedIn with regards to that, thinking about how we're a very glass half empty kind of people as doctors, for good reason in a lot of respects, because healthcare is challenging at the moment, providing good and safe healthcare for reasons that are, again, mostly out of our control. But actually, there are factors that are still really good about being a doctor, such as the ability to work anywhere in the world, the opportunities to understand the human conditions and consider how you can be more compassionate to yourself. It's a real test of your character. There are so many support networks, career coaches, gurus and supervisors out there that are willing to help. And COVID, if anything, has opened up that space for people to feel more comfortable about searching their emotions and feelings and trying to make sense of it. So anyway, that's my real take-home message for this second vlog, is to recognize the nettles and understand and be compassionate to yourself, that sometimes it's not easy to react to those stings, but also recognizing that there are still lots of other good things in your path as well. So I hope you all have a lovely Christmas and New Year's. I look forward to seeing you on my third vlog. As I said, I'm Ross McKean, and this is the vlog for Menlo Park recruitment. So you do follow them on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and the like, Twitter, I believe, as well. And yeah, see you later.